5 techniques how to plan YouTube video. Today we're going to talk about 5 techniques how to plan your YouTube video. But for you that just come here for the first time, my name is Buddy. I'm working on the video production here in Los Angeles for 20 years now. And if you subscribe my channel, you will learn more about everything about the video, about the text, review, camera, lighting, editing, and everything. Okay, so please subscribe to my channel so you're not gonna miss any video. Now we just go back to the topic. Okay, so 5 techniques that you need to plan before you shoot your video. Technique number one is you need to have the topic. You need to write down your topic, and you need to know exactly what you're doing. Now, let's say if you the accountant and you want to teach people how to know more about accounting, right? So they have a lot of things in this accountant. So you need to find a topic, specific topic, or go in deep. So people that really interested in this topic, they're gonna watch your video. Okay, so this is really important for number 1. Okay, and number two is a title. Okay, so the title is very, very important. So if you want people to watch your video, your title should be interesting. You know, people gonna want to watch your video because of the title. Let's say, for example, if you want to review the camera, let's say I have the Sony C1V camera, I want to review it, and you just write the topic, your title like Sony CV1 review. But in the same thing, you do the same thing, you review the camera, but if you change the title to Sony CV1 is the best work camera in 2020, isn't it? With a question mark, something like that. People gonna think like, okay, it is the best camera. They start to think, you know, and they're gonna go watch your video because of this title. But in the video, it's the same thing. You just review this camera. It's almost the same thing, right? You change the title, and that gonna change your viewer. You know, people gonna watch more that for the title. And number 3, make it interesting. You know, your video can be interesting. They have a lot of factors. Let's say when you edit it, you put some effects on it, you know, and you cut out that boring part out of it. Let's say you talk straight to the camera for 15 minutes. At the end, you might cut like, this part is no good, or this is too much dead air. Cut that part out. You know, your video gonna be more interesting. You know, and another thing that's really important. If you keep talking straight to the camera like this, if you have some insert picture, that's gonna make your video look a lot better. You know, the insert, instead of they just seeing you talking like this, they have some insert. Example, like let's say if I'm talking about today go filming the commercial on the set, and I want to show them equipment or how I direct the actor and actress. Now I have some B-roll to put insert in between. That's gonna be really helpful. So people are not gonna be really getting boring about the content, that they just listen to it. You know, that really helps. And some effects, sound effects, everything. When you put it together, your video gonna look more interesting. That's really important. It's number 3. And number 4 is another thing that you need to plan before you go shoot, is write down some bullet point. You know, you need to plan. You just write down, or you make a note on your phone, whatever you're comfortable with. But let's say example, like you're gonna go travel today, and after that you're gonna go to the lake, and after you go to the lake you're gonna have a dinner with your friend, and you want to people to see, you know, the whole trip of 2 day trip. How beautiful is it, right? If you write it down, let's say example, you write down like, okay, the road that you are going to the lake is really nice and beautiful. You need to film it. So okay, you write down one. Okay, another thing you write down, make just only small bullet point. You want to see how big of this lake, you know, wide shot. Okay, you write down. And also you know that this lake have a lot of duck, you know, or turtle. Just write down, and now you're not gonna forget to filming. And when you go to your friend's house, they're gonna cook for you, so you write down that, okay, I'm gonna film them cooking the dinner for us, you know, because they're excellent chef or something. You know, write down, and when you start to travel, now you not forget, and you know what you want, you need to film, right? But if everything not be in on the bullet point or on the plan that you plan, it's okay. At least you already plan it out. Let's say if okay, you go to your friend's house, or they already cook. Okay, you cannot filming while they cooking for you. That's okay. Or they say, hey, the kitchen is kind of dirty. I don't want to show it to the people to see my dirty kitchen. You know, you might cross it out. But at least you have a lot of things. If you have 20 on your list, at the end you might end up filming like 10, 15 on the list, and when you put everything together, your video gonna be look more interesting, right? Okay, that number 4. And last one, the technique number 5 is about editing. You know, editing, you don't need to be like expert on how to use the software, how to use the application to edit in your phone, that kind of stuff. You don't need to, but you need to understand, you know, how to edit your video and make it come out good. You know, telling the story is more important. You know, if you, let's say if you have like 100 footage and you want to show them all, you know, 100 footage that you film, you think it's always look nice and beautiful. At the end, people might not really interesting to keep watching your video, you know, because it's dragging too long. I see the leg, you slowly pan the leg from the left to the right, slowly. It take like about almost 5 minutes. Who's gonna watch it? No, you be able to show like, okay, this is how big of the legs, this shot. Maybe enough 5 minutes that you're filming, you use only 3 seconds. Don't afraid to throw away the footage that you're not using it. You know, do not use every footage. Make it, when you add it together, make it come out right and perfect. Timing to watch. You have a 10-hour footage. It doesn't mean your video needs gonna be like need 10 hours long, right? You don't need to. But if you have 10-hour footage and at the end you have only 3-minute video or 5-minute video, but people watching from the start, you know, from the beginning until the end, that means you win. Doesn't matter how long. Even you have like 10-hour video, people watch us only 2 minutes. What is the point, right? But if you have 10-minute video, people watching from the start to the end, that means you win, right? And also when you make it for YouTube, if you have a 10-minute video and people watch not even 2 minutes and they're not watching it, YouTube gonna thought like your video is not a good quality video, so they're not gonna share to more people to watching it, right? So this is really important. Okay, so number 1, you need to have a topic first, right? Number 2, title is really important to think about title carefully, you know. And number 3, make your video interesting, you know, put the insert on, some effects, anything that you think, and make it look interesting, not boring, do it. And number 4, write down the bullet point before you go film, okay? And the last one, number 5, editing. Don't afraid to lose your footage, throw away some, that's okay. At least the point is at the end your videos look good. That means it's good enough. All right. So if you like the stuff like this, or you into filming, photography, or lighting, or editing, or tech stuff, please subscribe to my channel and help me share this content, so I will make more good video every week for you to watch. Okay, for today, thank you for watching.